Hi guys, it's Robin Scherzer with Robin Stampin' Hood, and welcome to my first Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack of 2023. So this Stamp-A-Stack, we are using this adorable set, Beary Cute, and it does come with a coordinating punch, but we're not going to use it in this Stamp-A-Stack because when I do stacks of cards like that, I want to just keep it super simple so everybody can do it quickly. So this time I just didn't use the punch, but the punch is simple and quick, which I love. I've used it in other cards and it's been fantastic. So you can definitely go out and order that bundle and you will love it. So I'm going to show you the first card we did. And it is this one right here. And it's using the DSP that comes with the suite. The DSP is called Beary Christmas, and it comes in 12 by 12. And this is just a little sampler of what it looks like. So I tried to, in all the cards that we're making today, I tried to integrate all the different papers that are in there. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But you can see how cute the little bears are. I love them so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, but I know they're not cuddly. They just look cuddly. So we're going to get started on our first card. And like I said, this is the first card we're going to do. And there is some fussy cutting involved, which is okay. You will survive it. It's really simple fussy cutting. So let me grab my supplies here. I had them already. So we're just going to use a basic red, real red cardstock, and I've just cut it your normal half size, 8.5 by 5.5, right? So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to do the inside real quick. Because of it being red, we do need to have an inside, but I'm going to go ahead and just stamp. You can see on this one, I stamped a little present. Isn't that cute? So that's using Old Olive, and you can stamp on your envelopes too. Don't forget, your envelopes need some love as well. So we'll go ahead and we're going to stamp, stamp right here in the corner. Perfect. And then we'll go ahead and adhere that. Normally, you don't want to adhere your pieces until you've stamped on them because, you know, if you make a mistake, you just put it right on the other side, flip her over, and you're all good to go. In most cases, right? So let's go ahead and put that on. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so let's go ahead and work on the front of the card. So I took the Radiating Dies, which is one of the online exclusives, and I cut this piece out. Let me show you the die. Oh, I guess most of my dies are missing out of this because we use them quite a bit, but it's this bigger die here. It fits a 1/4 sheet of paper, so I just cut it out using that with my Stampin' Emboss machine. All right, and you can put a little glue here, I guess. I just don't want it to come through the stitching, which if you put too much on, it will. So we're just going to lay that down because there's no stamping on that, so you can just go ahead, frame her out, right? All right. And then let's go ahead and put the other pieces. So the Designer Series paper does so much for not having to stamp. So stop hoarding it and start using it, right? This would be a good little layout for any kind of card that you would want to, you know, showcase your paper. So let's see here. Flip that over. And this is Old Olive is the background paper that I'm using. And we'll just go ahead and put that down. Again, since there's no stamping, I want to get all my pieces out of the way. It's just easier for me, and then I don't lose them. Even though I have a semi-clean desk, I still do tend to go, where did I put that? Okay, so there you go there. All right, so let's go ahead and set that aside. And what you're going to want to do is, because this is a photopolymer stamp, you definitely want to use your mat. So in using this, let's grab my paper. We're going to use some Very Vanilla. And I took the colors from the paper. So we're using Old Olive, we're using Flirty Flamingo, and we're using Misty Moonlight. So all you're going to do is you're going to take those colors Whoops. And I'm going to do the outline in the same color that it is. And then I'm going to do the inside in that same color. Easy peasy, right? So I'm going to go ahead and since I have this color out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the Merry Christmas as well, because it's just easier since I have it out. I don't have to pull it out again, right? So this Merry Christmas is part of the set. So we're gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna actually set it off just a little bit because we're gonna tuck it underneath. So there you go, perfect. And then we can close that up so I don't put my hand in it, because I definitely will. And then you're just gonna continue on with your colors. So again, your outline of your tree, Old Olive. And then you're gonna come back in, excuse me while I wash that because we'll have to use it again. And then we're going to come back in with the tree, with the Old Olive. Cute, right? And you can kind of see it's not a perfect fit. It's just kind of, I guess watercolory fit. Is that the right word? I'm not sure. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. And then the last color we're going to use is the Flirty Flamingo. I know you go, Flirty Flamingo, really? They just work together. I don't know why, but they do. We'll get that up there a little bit. Right there. So outline and Flirty Flamingo, and inside tree with Flirty Flamingo. So they don't have the dies to cut this out. So we are going to go ahead and fussy cut them out. Super easy because the lines are real smooth. Okay, and through the magic of video, the trees have been magically cut out. Like I said, super easy cut out because they have just pretty straight, curvy lines. It's not like a real detailed piece. So we're going to go ahead and set them up here. Just lay them down. I did have 10 gals here last night cutting, and I was getting a little grumbling, but it worked out just fine. And then I'm going to pop up our Flirty Flamingo tree. Gotta love your dimensionals, right? Make sure you always put them in the middle so your thing's not collapsing, because when this is sitting on someone's mantle or hanging on someone's little card thing, you want to make sure that it's not falling apart on you. So they're really cute, right? So now what did I do with my piece that I stamped? That is the question. Okay, here it is. I actually found it. How about that? All right, so it's a little bit long, which is fine. We're just going to take a snips and snip off the end there. You know, always put things down dry before you go ahead and set yourself up for being mad that you glued something down that didn't really fit where it needed to go. So I'm going to make it go right there where the S can still be seen. And then I'm lining it up with the blue right there. All right, so let's, get that back in. Oh, I'm okay, I think. I'm going to just slide it in right there because it's hitting the dimensional, so it's not going in all the way. That's why just double check when you do that. And that piece is 5 1/8 wide to fit the Merry Christmas. So there's the completed card, but of course, right, we need the bling bling, right? I love these these are the adhesive backed, they're called adhesive backed glitter sequins, which I love them. They're flat and they're glittery. Can you see them just glitter, glitter, glitter? Love, love, love. So stock up on these because these are great. Love the white, very neutral. And then of course these fun colors. So I think though on this one I had the green. I think I might actually use blue on this one. So let's grab the blue ones and see how that looks on the tree. Oh yeah, I think that looks pretty too. Because it just kind of goes, you know, glittery, merry, and bright, right? I love it. Easy, easy peasy. All right, so that is the first card of Christmas Stamp-A-Stack number 1. Okay, our second card for the Christmas Stamp-A-Stack number 1 is this cute little card. Again, I'm trying to use as much as the paper that I could. And this one's a little different because I am going to use a different bear paper on the background, but it's essentially the same layout. So it's to kind of show you too that even though you might not have enough sheets of the same paper within the pack, you can use other papers within the pack to do the exact same thing. Okay, so let's get started on making this card. So the first thing I did was I cut out this little white piece with the nested essentials. And if you don't have this set, it is a must-have for your crafting needs. Like, it has really fun things that you can use to stamp your sentiments on that help pop them up just like this. You know, this one and the stylish shapes, those two definitely need to be in your arsenal. So if you don't have this, get that for sure. So I did cut out the white piece here. So let's go ahead and stamp our Merry Christmas right away. And again, you want to use your foam pad underneath because it is a photopolymer stamp. And sometimes it just doesn't pick up what needs to be picked up, because it doesn't have that foam like the rubber stamps do. So they're cheap buy for $5, so definitely get one if you don't have one. So I'm just gonna stamp right in the middle there, perfect. And we'll just set that aside. That's all the stamping we're gonna do with the red. And then let's go ahead and assemble the card. So I'm using Misty Moonlight as the base, which is a beautiful blue, and that's a lot of the colors that you can see in this paper is Misty Moonlight. Now I did go ahead with this balmy blue, and I actually embossed it with the new embossing folder. Oh, and I just put a red spot, but that's okay because it's gonna be covered up. And this is the new embossing folder. It's called Snowflake Sky 3D, and you can kind of see where it's more snowy up here, up at the top, and then the snowflakes are coming down. So this is also part of the Bear Suite. So I went ahead and did that ahead for you, so you don't have to watch me. You guys know how to emboss, how to die cut. If you don't, I'll do a video someday on how to do it. It's pretty easy. And it just makes your card step up one more step up. And you know what? I didn't want to put that down, but we're going to do it anyway since I already started. I actually wanted to glue the two together to create this panel and then bring it around. So what I'm going to do instead to cover up my boo-boo, which it's okay, we all make mistakes, right? I'm going to take my ribbon and just do it around that one panel. So let me grab my ribbon scissors here. And we'll just do it right around here instead. It's just that with the thickness of the other, it kind of helps hold the ribbon a little bit better. But that's okay. That is a-okay. So I'm just going to tie a knot. I don't want to cover up my little bear face though, right? He's so cute, carrying all the little presents. So I'm just going to knot it off to the side and then go ahead and trim this down just a little bit. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and lay that down. And I'm going to actually glue this down around the ribbon area so it sticks to where it needs to be. See, if you make mistakes, just improvise. It's okay. All right. So I'm just making sure glue goes along the ribbon so it will help hold it down into place. And then just layer down like that. And I don't like how the ribbon is twisting. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a glue dot and put it right under where the ribbon's twisting. So then it will make it lay down flat. Okay. And that's going to probably be covered up with our sentiment anyways, but that'll help. So because the sentiment will go right like this. And we're going to use dimensionals for that. So let's go ahead. Again, make sure you get stuff in the middle so it does not fall down on you. All right, I'll get that out of the way. And we're gonna just lay that right on top of the ribbon. Oops, move it over just a little bit. And there we go, easy peasy. So we have that, and that's basically the card. I wanna make sure that holds down there. Okay, but we're gonna use some of that bling again. That bling is, I love that stuff. Like I said, it's nice because when you go to mail it, you're not gonna have the bulkiness that you do with the pearls and everything. So I love this, that it's flat. Okay, so let's do we want to do white on this card or do we want to do green? I think I'm going to do green on this card because it just gives it a little extra something, something, right? And you can see my paper is not exactly the same as my sample, but it's from the same paper pack. So it's fine. It looks just as great as the original does. So don't get caught up in, oh my gosh, I need a million packs of paper, because you have so many choices within the paper that you can do that. So there you go. Easy peasy, right? That's card number 2. Oh, you guys, we forgot to do the inside of our card. So let's do that real quick. So I think I'm just going to do the present again. So I just have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white that we'll put there. Cute, cute. And then let's just get that put in to the inside. So you have to finish it off when it's colored cardstock like that. I've learned over the last few years that it's probably best to finish it off with an inside piece. Cute. And look at that. Perfect. And you could do a stack of presents if you wanted to as well. So, okay, there's that one. Now we're finished with that. Let's move on to the last one. So this is card number 3. And again, this is one of those where we might not have all the paper that we want, but we can use different paper within the actual pack of paper that you have. So we're going to use a very vanilla base. And now this is the thick cardstock. It's really important when you're using white or vanilla as a base that you're using the thick, because otherwise it starts to kind of go limp and it just doesn't look as nice as it should, right? So that's going to be our base. And because I ran out of this paper, I'm going to use this paper. How cute will that be, right? So let's go ahead. And he's the same. That paper is just adorable, you guys. It's adorbs. You need this in your life. All right, so we got that. All right. And then what I did is I went ahead and I cut out this very vanilla piece. Now this again is from the Radiating Dies. That was the one we used, the set that we used that had this in there. So that's just a smaller piece that fits there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my piercing pad again. And I've gone ahead and set the bears up the way that I want them set up. So all I have to do is stamp right on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink them up in Memento. And let's go ahead and just lay them right down. They're so cute. Give a nice press. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and layer them on this piece, since we stamped them so good, right? Okay, and then we'll lay them down here. This is such a simple, easy, cute card. Put that there. Okay. And then I'm just going to take a scrap piece of vanilla and I'm going to grab my real red. And using the stamp set, Christmas is Better Together, we're just going to go ahead and stamp right in the corner. And then while we have the red out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp his little hat. And we're going to fussy cut his little hat out. I want to stamp that in the corner too. Okay, perfect. All right, let's get that out of our way. And then all you're going to do is fussy cut it. Super easy, super quick. Just going to take my snips, snip up the side, snip over. Again, snip, snip. And then we're just going to snip it apart. Just gives it a little bit different, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives it a different feel. You know, it gives it a little bit of a different, it's just not your stamp, you know, all on one piece. So I do like that. So we are going to take our dimensionals and pop that up. Oops. Getting all inky here. And then because this is a thinner strip, I'm actually going to use my my edging on here because it's easier to use on a smaller strip like that. So I'm just going to do this, and then I'm not worried about the dimensionals poking over the sides. Okay, so let's do it. Let us do it. Oops, that's my together. I don't want to do that one first. I want to do my Christmas first. So we're going to put this. I should have probably done that in blue, huh? I probably should have, but you know what? It'll be fine. We'll go over this way. So Christmas. So you guys, you've seen me make a few mistakes now. It's okay. I'm actually going to snip this end a little bit. It's a little too long for my liking. I'm just snipping. I feel like it's a little too long, so I'm just going to snip that off. All right. And then here and here. So it just gives it a different look. Now, again, I should have probably stamped it in the blue, but I think that works that way too. And then we're going to take some of these festive pearls and we're going to add a little festiveness to it. So we'll put on the dot there, and maybe we'll put some along here. And let's see, where else can we put one that will look semi-okay? We'll just put one randomly there because I'm trying to do the triangle there, so that works. And let's just real quickly, we're going to fussy cut out our little hat because he needs a little polar bear hat, doesn't he? Now, we could put a scarf on him too if we wanted to, and I think one of my samples had a scarf on him. But that is totally up to you. But I think the little dude needs a hat because, you know, he's a baby bear and he's probably cold. But I am going to pop it up, I think. So I'm going to use one of my mini dimensionals to put it in place because it's such a small itty bitty little piece. And then he's wearing his little hat. And then I think I will put a little pearl on his hat just to give him some fun, and easy peasy. So it's all done. So you can see the difference. They're exactly the same card. But they look a little different, don't they? With the blue and the red. So don't be afraid to go in and use the different kinds of paper that there are. And again, I probably should have used blue ink on that, but I think it worked out fine. So those are the cards for this year's Christmas Stamp-A-Stack #1. And I will have a new Stamp-A-Stack in October. Thank you for joining me, and happy stamping.